Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to continue with our card map series. The first week I did just one card with the explanation on how we were doing it, and then last week I did card 2 and 3. Today we're going to do card 4 and 5. If you'd like the project sheet and you're viewing me on YouTube, go to my website, stampmesilly.com, and you'll see the video and the link for the project sheet and the link for the products that I used. And if you want to purchase any of them, you can go to jandufour.stampinup.net. You can email me if you have questions or if you'd like a catalog at jandufour@yahoo.com. All right, one other thing I want to mention, because there's a promotion going on in May if you want to join to be a demonstrator, and that does not mean that you have to go out and sell or do anything like that. You don't have to do videos like I do. You can simply purchase things at a discount, or you can take the starter kit and then never do anything else again and drop. It's not a problem. They don't penalize you for it. I made up... Well, the promotion, first of all, is when you pick your items, you also get 4 in-color products. They don't tell you what they are. I'm sure they won't give you 4 markers. They'll pick a variety of things and put them in, and those are completely free. So what does a starter kit look like? Anything you want. I made up this little sheet. It's, I want to stamp, but what do I need? If you have nothing, if you've never stamped and you have none of those things, I've listed some of the practical things you could use in order to get started. The total cost comes to $124.75, but if you become a demonstrator, that only costs you $99 and tax. There is no shipping. And then you also receive 4 of the new in-color products free. And then if you do have some things, but you don't have everything that you want, you can go ahead and pick up other things. I've come up with a couple of samples here. You know, choose what you want, but it's the same deal. You pay $99, get $125 worth of product. You do have to pay tax on the $125, but you do not pay shipping. That's another 11% savings. And then you also get the 4 new in-color things. Okay, back to the page map. If you've gotten our new catalog, you'll see, I think it's page, I want to say 24, but I might be wrong. Early in the catalog, they have a small caption on the left-hand side of these. I blew them up so I could see them. There are no measurements with it. And of course, I wanted to give measurements, so I've gone ahead and done that. So this card, I'm using, this is Countryside Inn paper. It was in the old catalog, but it is carried over by putting it on the online store. So you can still get this. It's still available. So how did I come about doing this? I did have to fiddle with it just a little bit just to figure out what, how the different sizes and how I wanted that to look. So you start with a card base, and I picked, and it's any dark color really would work. I picked this particular one because the foxes are cute. And this is a 3 1/4 by 5. And you'll notice it's scooted all the way over to the side. So let's go ahead and get that glued on. I think I have enough area to work with just, oops, I must have left this. Oh, I probably did. Oh, I did. I left it without the cap on. I do that sometimes when I'm videoing, and sometimes it doesn't matter. Okay, this requires handy tip, pin. Always have a pin available. And then I clean it off and stick it back in my little holder here. Ooh, look at that coming out. Bunches of it. All right, so when you get that, if you ever get a blob and you don't want a blob and you don't know what to do with it, because you don't want the bob. I've apparently been using this for too long. Just take a scrap piece of paper out of your garbage. Go to the blob and just spread it out a little bit. And that'll make everything all better. And then you don't get any big bumps. The other way you can do it is to go ahead, again, remember we're putting it all the way over here. I want it up a little bit higher. Another trick is to use your bone folder. The only problem is if it was a big blob, it'll scoot out the side. Still not a problem. Let it dry. And then pick up one of these gum erasers. This one's dirty. This is cut into 4 pieces because really what you're looking for are the edges. So if you cut it up into 4, you get more edges. And then once it's dry, you can literally rub it right off. So that's handy dandy. All right, and then we used some jute. What did I do with the jute? But I'll put that on in a second. And then Feel Better Soon. And that was put on, I used Night of Navy, which is, I tend to, with my sentiments, use the darkest color so that it shows up well. So this is mounted, not straight. So let's see if I can fix that. I usually straighten these out on grid paper just so I know, but since I know this is crooked and I want it over on the side, I'm going to try this and see what happens. And we did pretty good. All right, now let's close this and get that out of the way. We're going to take some jute, and all I did, if it's kind of too curly, I showed this on the other one, you can just straighten it out a little bit with that. I'm not using a very large amount, so I'm just going to stick it on here and do a square knot. If you want to know what a square knot is, let me show you. I don't cut a piece and then do it. I always do it off the twine because you save 1/2 of what you might cut off if you have it on there 2-line. So a square knot, you either do left over right, then right over left, or you do it the opposite. I usually tend to do left over right. I don't know why. I'm right-handed. It's just the way I do it. It doesn't matter as long as you reverse it the next time. So that was left over right. And you can also use your third hand, which is some reverse tweezers. I'll use them. I don't need them this time, but you can put that in there and make it hold it for you. So I did left over right. This time I'm going to put right. I really didn't need the tweezers. Right over left, and then pull it down. The reason you want a square knot here is if you don't do a square knot, it will be more of a bump. A square knot is flat or flatter. And then, let's see, I wanted just about this many. So it comes down to, this is what I wasted. So it's always better to do it off the bolt or off the cord or whatever it has available. All right, so that's like that. And then you'll notice it was offset. So I'm going to go ahead. I did put dimensionals on this blue one, and the reason for that is because this is thick and it takes space, and it would rock if you put it down without the dimensionals, I think. Another way to do it if you don't have dimensionals, if you're out or you just have never gotten them yet, is to make 3 or 4 of these, but shorter, and stack them up. And that way it makes, it takes up a little bit more space when you lay it down. It's just another little hint. All right. So I want this to be out further, and I only want a little bit of it showing. So we're going to do, we're going to do it straight, first of all. There we go. It has a little bit over there, and that's fine. I am going to go ahead and just put this on. This is Misty Moonlight in the lighter color. Yeah, I'm out. Let's get a new bottle. I've been using a lot of glue. It lasts forever, but I've probably made over 100 cards. And there's still more in there. I just have to shake it, and I don't want to do that while we're on camera. Because with my luck, I'd send it flinging it somewhere. So we're just going to put some glue on this. And remember, the project sheet will have all of the dimensions to cut. It'll have the, the products that I used. Make sure I'm doing this right. And we're going to put it, I do want a little bit of white to show there. Make sure it's on straight. And there you have it. That is card number 4. Let's scoot this off to the side. We're going to do card number 5. This one was a little bit more of a challenge for me. Mostly because I wanted it to look a certain way, I guess. The question came into how long was it? How skinny was it, this back piece? How much do I want to tilt it? If I want to tilt it a lot, I have to make it shorter than this. But then does it show up? Do I want to make this smaller? So there was a whole bunch of questions I've already worked out for you. If you like the way this looks, then you just need to repeat it. If you prefer that it look a little bit different, then have at it. You can change the dimensions. I'm going to show you how to make that flag without having a punch that wide. And you'll notice I did cover the entire base front with Misty Moonlight, and that was because I wanted this flag to be larger. If I had just left it on the plain white, I probably would have had to choose maybe a different background color because I don't think it would show up as well. I kind of tried that. When you're doing it, covering it completely, just kind of, glue is movable, so you can like put it on and then pick it up and make it straight, and that way you're sure that it's cut right. So the dimensions for the flag, let's see, I have those on my project sheet right here, but so the flag, let me just check, is 2.5, and I will have the dimensions on the project sheet, by 5.25. In order to make the flag, I didn't want it too deep because I wanted more of this to show the color. So all you do is, guesstimate the middle. If you don't like guesstimating, measure it and put it right in the middle, and then just clip. Again, I didn't want it real deep, so I'm just going to cut there. And then I go to the corner and I point my scissor towards the tip of where that was. I need one more little snip. There we go. And then on the other side, it's easier after the first one's done. And that's it. You get your flag. So, whoops, I must have some glue on there. Go back on this side again, guesstimate the corner. I'm going up about a little bit more than 1/2 inch, I think, if I have to say without measuring. Angle my scissors towards the center. Go here. The second one, of course, is easier if you're pointing the scissors in the right direction. There we go. Get rid of my little flag pieces here. Again, we're using Countryside Inn? No, it's not Countryside Inn. Countryside, yes it is. Countryside Inn. Okay, so there you can see. Now, if I had wanted it to be angled more, I would have had to make it shorter, and I chose not to do that. So we'll go ahead and put this on. Picked up the wrong bottle. Use that one off camera because I don't mind shaking. I'm getting as much of my product out as I can. So I basically laid down the 2 on the bottom and then shift it so that it stays on the card. And then this is just the back side of this. And we're going to put that and I wanted it hanging off over here. And I also wanted it, oh my, this is not the right size. Well, let's not do that. Get my cutter. This is always fun. This is how my cutter gets dirty. The first thing I'm going to do is wipe off as much of the glue as I can. It's still going to be sticky, and that's okay. I just don't want to put too much on there. And let me remeasure I love messing up while I'm doing this. Let's see, it is 3.25 by 2 7/8. So put it not sticky side down. 3.25 by, what did I say? 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So yes, I had it too big. It wasn't fitting on there. Now, yes, I will have to clean that off. So I'm going to just leave it up in the air like that, so I can clean it off. Yes, that fits much better. I'm going to put a little bit more glue on it, although it's still sticky. I think it might want just a little bit more. Okay. Again, I wanted it sticking out over here, and I also wanted it to stick out a little there. Just a little bit, not a lot. Didn't matter. That's what I was going for. All right, so I kind of halved it. The top is a little bit heavier, but that's okay. And then I got a happy birthday. We're using Night of Navy on Balmy Blue. Again, the sentiments are coming from Unbound Love. Love that unbound love. Got all kinds of really pretty sentiments on there. The reason I hold it for a minute, in case people wonder, instead of just like stamping it and getting off, I'm trying to allow the ink to seep into the cardstock. That is a thing. It is water-based, but it does kind of settle into the paper. And some of the darker colors are more notorious for that. I know Mossy Meadow, you cannot stamp it and start rubbing on it because it will smear. It just needs a minute. I do want a little bit of blue showing. There we have it. Again, all the measurements will be on the project page over at my blog, stampmesilly.com. Here are the 2 cards we made. Let's put them in the right order. So we did 4 and 5. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of the other cards I'm doing, because there's 22 here. And I will be doing a variety of sentiments. Of course, these sentiments can change. You can put whatever you want. But if you subscribe, you'll get the measurements for all of the rest of these cards that are here. I post once a week on Wednesdays and occasionally for a flash sale. Thanks very much for joining me. I appreciate it. Bye.